Hi everyone, good evening to everyone. As you can see tonight, I'm not lonely. There is also a great friend of mine who is Joshua. He's working like an agent for his own agency, Double Diamond Sport, which is a very important agency. He did a lot of transfer during his career. He has done a lot of transfers all around the world, and so nice to welcome you here, my friend.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Lorenzo. It's a pleasure to be on here today. Thanks for having me.
Thanks to you to join the live, my friend. Thanks to you. We will start to talk more a bit about what is currently happening on the transfer market, but also we will talk about generally about the championship, especially the top five championship at the start. But we will also talk about the minor leagues during the live because I cover a lot of stories also of minor leagues like Balkans and those countries. And Josh is also an expert of those kind of championships, so it will be great to understand what kind of opinion he has about those leagues. And if you agree with me, Joshua, we can start to talk about maybe about the situation of Osimhen, about the situation of a lot of strikers like Morodion and other strikers that are now on the market. They are hot names. There are negotiation and things like those. So some guys asking also about Rogani to Ajax. We will speak later about it because today was an important day to advance on the negotiations, and we will speak later about it. And I want to ask your opinion about the possible move of
Rebecca,
Osimhen
I always
to Chelsea and to PSG. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a difficult one. It's been coming all through the summer. I mean, that's obviously because Osimhen is one of the best strikers in the world currently, and it's normal for there to have speculations on the player. And it's also very obvious that the relationship between Osimhen and Napoli is is not in the best position currently, and which means it looks like the player wants to go. It looks like with the new coach in the club, it looks like the club has a different idea for the future. Rumor has it that Conte wants Lukaku, and we know they worked together in the past. And
Uh,
Osimhen as well is looking towards trying another league. In my opinion, I see him going more to England, obviously, and we'll see what happens. I believe there will be a transfer for Osimhen before the window closes.
in your opinion, who could maybe substitute Osimhen in Napoli? If not Lukaku, who is a striker that you would see well there?
From my experience about transfers, I would say it's already a done deal. But obviously, due to the negotiation terms, club interest, and all these details, they are both playing the waiting game. But if you ask me, I'll tell you on the 31st of August, Lukaku will be a player of Napoli, and Victor Osimhen will be a player of Chelsea, hopefully.
There is someone that wants to to greet you. A friend Tommaso have commented on
Hey, Tomas. Yeah, that's our scout. That's a big man there. He's
perfect.
a very hardworking scout. He's really improving. He just got his license recently in the Italian Federation as a coach as well.
Mhm.
Good to have you here, Thomas. Good to have you.
And maybe one day he will join to the live, no? He will join
Yes,
us.
definitely.
And
Definitely. We'll be happy to have him.
okay, another big story, no, that we can talk about is the Daniele Rugani one, no, to Ajax.
Yes.
Because Ajax is just finalizing the deal. Today was an important day, as I have reported on my Twitter page, because they have advanced with the negotiation between the clubs. He should join the Dutch side on a loan deal. So, how do you rate this deal for Ajax? I know that Farioli was keen about him because it's a profile that Farioli promoted a lot internally. So, what do you think? Do you think that he's the right player
Yeah.
for Ajax?
Yeah. Obviously, Rugani is a player with a lot of experience. We know that Italian defenders are always very good. I don't know why, but by history, we know Italians have very good defenders. And Ajax, as a club, there's a young team. They always have young teams where they focus more on development of players. But then they usually have a way of finding the balance with the experienced players and the young players. And I believe that's what they are looking forward to by signing Rugani. They are trying to make him bring in some experience to the team, so he can fill in the gap and they can find the balance. But for me, it's a good transfer for both sides. He will definitely be a leader in the Ajax team, without a doubt.
I think the same. If I have to be honest, I am a bit disappointed because I grew up. I'm not so old, but I grew up with the Ajax of the league, the young, and all of those talented players. So it's a bit, makes me disappoint a bit to see Ajax with this lack of talent currently. They are a bit struggling with the results. It's not an easy situation. But I think that at the end, with the new coach Farioli, they will start a new cycle, and that they will do very very great.
Yeah,
Of course,
I think
guys,
what happened to Ajax is normally we know Ajax is one of those teams who build players and then they sell to bigger markets. But I
yeah,
think in the same year when they sold De Jong, they also sold the centre back who has moved to Manchester United. I've forgotten his name. From Bayern Munich. They sold most of their players in the same time, and they couldn't replace that quality. That was the
yes.
year they played in the Champions League finals. And but over the years, it's not been easy because, as we know, it usually takes time to rebuild. But I believe that they will find their path again. They have a new coach, a new project. They always know how to get the job done. The guys in Ajax. So I see them coming back. I see them structuring and building a good team that can compete again in Europe.
I think the same, but it will take time for them. I've also another talent that I think that will do great things in the next few years. It's Ato from Ajax. I think that he has a lot of potential and that he can do a very 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 great career. And there was also the interest of Arsenal the past season, and I think that in the future he will join a top club for sure. I don't know. What's your opinion about it?
What player are you talking?
Renato of
Your
Ajax.
latte. Yeah, it's also a good transfer. It's also a good transfer. It's part of this process of rebuilding, bringing in quality players to help the young ones. And I think Yara will come in and do the same thing like Rugani and the rest of the players. I'm sure the club will tell them that they are coming in to help the team to build this strong team that can compete again, because every Ajax supporter and board member is looking forward to coming back again with a strong team. And that's what the players will be coming to do. They will be telling them their responsibility is to bring back the glory to Ajax as a football club.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Another important signing that I have announced today. I announced it during yesterday night, but today have been confirmed by the official statement by the clubs. Is a new player officially of Atalanta. Is Lazar Samardzic. What do you
Samardzic.
think? Yes. What do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that one. I think that's a good signing as well. I think that's a good signing for Atlanta. Atlanta just coming in from winning the European League. I think that it's a good one for both O'Reilly and both Samadic and Atlanta, because Samadic as well coming into such team is going to bring in that. It's a winning team. They just played in the Super Cup against Real Madrid. I'm sure they are looking forward to trying to win the league this year. And coming into such team, it's always good sometimes to just bring in your quality and be part of a project that is currently on the upwards. Because Atlanta, over the years, especially recently, have been doing really well.
Yes, it's true. It's true. It's also Samardzic. It's a very great player. We were talking about him yesterday. I was talking about him yesterday because he failed some transfer before, because he had a done deal with Inter, he had a done deal with Napoli. Also, Milan were interested, but they didn't close the deal because there was some issues on commission side with the agent of the player that couldn't make the deal happen. So now it's nice to see him that.
But I believe it's a loan deal, right? It's a loan deal. He has to go back to Udinese at the end of the season.
No, should be a mandatory. Should be a mandatory loan. So
I
should
understand.
move to Udinese. Or in any case, should be an option to buy. But I think that it's something permanent. Maybe a loan with mandatory or something like that.
I understand. Yeah. And most times there are deals like that.
Yeah. The final package of the deal is 25 million euros. So it's not something that it's not relatable. It's a big transfer. And if you agree with me, we can maybe talk about the Balkan area, no? Because there were some movement, like the Mieres one, that is one of the greatest.
To Al Jazeera?
Yes, exactly. He was one of the best strikers of the league, and that he has left the club because he's not anymore in Osijek. He has gone to Al Jazeera, as I reported on my Twitter page. And what do you think about him and about his career? Because everyone was waiting for him to do a big
transfer.
Move, no? Yeah, a big transfer, and then he gone to Al Jazeera. That it's not a bad club. Maybe it's good for money, but not the best club for the career of the player.
Yeah, you're right. In these situations, we have to remember that Ramos Mieres is already 27 years old, and he's playing in Croatia currently, and it's all about the player's ambition, individual ambition. Sometimes they don't trust themselves enough to still go further and challenge in the big leagues. Because like I said earlier, he's not a young player anymore. He's 27. In 3 years, he's 30 years old. So probably he's thinking about a long-term investment. I think the salary in Al Jazeera in UAE is probably the best option he had on the table. And he wants maybe to secure his future for his family as well. This is what has prompted to this decision. But individually, I still think that obviously Ramon could go on to bigger leagues in Europe and still do very well, like to the German Bundesliga, to Spanish La Liga. I believe that he could go in this league and perform, but he has made his decision, and I hope he's happy with this transfer. But without a doubt, Al Jazeera on the side, they have just signed a very good player, a potential top scorer in the league, and we'll see how it plays out in the end of the season.
Yes. I just saw that today he has scored with a bicycle, the first goal with Al Jazeera. So very nice to start. And just saw also that Osijek is former club has just is losing 1-0 against Gorica. So it's not looking so good for Osijek this season, because after that they sold their striker. They are a bit struggling with the results too. They are not winning a lot of matches. Kopitel is the new coach. There are a lot of things that needs to be fixed. So not to be no, it's not looking very good for them. It's not looking very good. But let's see how it go the season.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
still. I mean, it's still early. Obviously, not all the teams starts on the top. Some teams don't get it right in the beginning, and some coaches they know how to solve the problems as time go on. So let's hope they will have a good comeback as the season goes on, and they can solve whatever problem or challenges they are facing in the team. And we'll see. We'll see how they react to that.
of course, of course. Another maybe we can also speak about some other movements. No, how do you rate the transfer session that Dinamo did? They have made a lot of deals. Like they have signed as a free agent Raul Torrente. They have signed the other defender Mae as a free agent. They have signed Cordoba. How do you see them this year?
Yeah, Dinamo Zagreb have been very busy in the market. No doubt. I saw that they signed also Raul Torrente, the centre back.
Yes.
Marco Lucas. Yeah, they have been very busy restructuring the team. I know they tried to sign Takro Kaneko on the permanent, but it was not possible due to the numbers that the Japanese club Sapporo was requesting. Uh,
Yes.
but then they have gone on to make some good signings. Last season was not the best season for Dynamo. We know Dynamo is usually competing even in Europe, sometimes qualifying to the knockout stages.
Yes.
And last season was not the best. And I believe they are doing some proper restructuring. They have made very good signings. And we'll see how the new team, come together and work as a team. So
Yes.
the season is still very early. We can only see as time goes on for the year.
Yes, I have also another question because I know that you have a lot of connection and you know very well the South Korean league and the Japanese league. No, you know that
That's right.
Dinamo signed some Japanese. You see that there are a lot of European clubs that are signing players from Japan. For
Yeah.
example, I saw the lineup of Santruden yesterday. No, the Belgian side, and they had like 8 players out of 11 that were Japanese players.
Japanese.
So Suzuki just been bought by Parma as new goalkeeper. I saw the match yesterday against Fiorentina. He did a great match. So how do you think that the Japanese league is improving? What do you think that they can do to improve, to still to maybe to try to have new talents? There are a lot of in Europe, and I think that in the coming years we will see a lot more talents that will join European side and things like those. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Uh it's more about there's an history of the Japanese players coming to Belgium, to Holland, sometimes to Germany, and sometimes they go first to Belgium and from Belgium to Germany. I'll tell you the reason why. Over the years, the clubs in this league have learned to trust the Japanese players because in Japan, uh, at the early stage of development, they go along with football and education. So most of the Japanese players are very educated, and also I think the secret, if you ask me, is high level discipline. They were raised in very structured environment where discipline is usually demanded at the utmost, and for that reason, it becomes a part of them. When they go to European clubs, they are almost like teachers in the dressing room because everybody wants to learn from the level of discipline that they show. And for these reasons, many club wants to have players like this in the dressing room. I don't think it's only about the football performance, but if you are very disciplined, you will be consistent. And this is what the club requires. Sometimes they just want the player who can stay in one level and perform every week in that level. And this is what you get from signing Japanese players because they are very, very focused and disciplined. And this is why I think, or I know, that there is high demand for Japanese players in leagues like Belgium, like you mentioned, and Holland. And I think it's even going to continue because of the result. When there's result, there's continuity. And these players, they go in there, they perform, they get sold sometimes. Many
Yes,
times they get sold. And that's the business, you know. You come and work for me, and then I sell you and I get more money than I bought you. And this is all the structure of what professional football is about today.
of course. What do you think about the new keeper of Parma, Suzuki? No, he was in Santruden the last year. What do you think
Yes,
about
yes,
him? Do you think he has the potential to do very great in Serie A, or
yeah,
maybe it
yeah.
will take some time to do it?
I know him since he was in Yokohama, since they signed him from the high school, and I
Uh-huh.
have followed his development. He's really an outstanding goalkeeper. Manchester United tried to sign him for many many years. I don't know if you are aware. Man United have tried to sign this player, but it didn't go because the Japanese, they didn't think it was the right project for him. But yeah, I think he has made a good move, and I think if he's lucky, he might make it to the top five leagues in the near future because he has quality as a goalkeeper, and he keeps improving. He keeps improving. He keeps learning, and why not? Everybody have the right to dream. So I see him going on to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world in few years from now.
Understand, understand. And I have also another question for you. Who do you think is maybe not the one? There are also other amazing, but who do you think that will be the next Japanese star or a player that you think that can do very well on a European side? I don't know, maybe from Japan or also Japanese that are already playing in some European sides that you think that may can do a very good campaign? What do you think? Who do you think that may can do this?
Uh, for me, the best Japanese player for me currently will be Mitoma in Brighton. Uh,
Fantastic player.
unfortunately, unfortunately, he was injured towards the end of last season. But then started this season with a goal, and I like the player. He's dynamic. He's fast. He's focused. And I
Yes,
think is one of that guy who will come in and do a good job in the Premier League. And maybe this might be the year for him to make another transfer to a bigger club. And about Japanese talent, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. They are everywhere, and they are getting the chances, which is very good. But at the moment, the outstanding player that catches my eye, and I think that can do the best job for all the Japanese player is still Mitoma.
understand, mate. Understand. It's interesting because there are a lot of talents now all around the Europe, and that they think that will join maybe more sites in Europe, like as I mentioned to you before, Santruden. I was watching the lineup yesterday, and I was very very surprised because I don't follow the Belgian championship every day, so when I saw it, I was a bit surprised about that. But it's great, and it's something that we will see a lot more during the next years. And what do you think about South Korean football? Do you think the same as Japan, or there are some difference? What do you think about them?
Yeah, there's similarities and there's difference. There's similarities in okay, preparation level, facility, and these things, fan base support, sponsorship. They have these similarities, but the difference is still in the style of play. The Japanese and the Korean, they translate football differently. I don't know if many people know that. The Korean style is more of physical speed, aggressivity, while the Japanese are really focused more on technique. The Japanese are all about really, they focus a lot on technique. They believe in playing
Uh-huh.
technical football, tiki taka, possession football, and this is the difference between the both leagues. But like I said, about sponsorship and the rest, there is a lot of similarities in the two leagues.
Understand. And what do you think about the new signing of Tottenham? No, because they have signed another South Korean winger. No, I don't remember the exact name, but may you know better than me. From Guangzhou, something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know the
Guangzhou is young.
Guangzhou. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I sent a message to the sporting director because he's my friend. I
Uh-huh.
congratulated him about this transfer, obviously, because it's a huge one for a club like Guangzhou. It's not even Busan Hyundai, John Hyundai. Guangzhou is like a mid-table team, that is in a city that is just not so big club. But I mean, if they have made such transfer and discover such player, it's a good thing for the club. It's a good thing for the player. I think he's not going to walk into the Tottenham first team. He's a really young player. They are going to give him his chance from the developmental level and see how he progresses. It's still a long way to go, but it's definitely a good transfer for Korean football and for Gwangju and for the player and his family as well. And for Tottenham, it's good to see that big clubs like Tottenham can still go to leagues like that to make transfers because we have seen these days that many clubs don't want to make transfers like going back to leagues like that, from Japan, from Korea to England. Many clubs don't like to make this move, but
Yes.
to see Tottenham doing this is a very good thing because we have seen Kashishvili in Napoli. He came from a very small league in a short time, and he's one of the
Yes.
best players in the Serie A. So I think the clubs sometimes should go into the smaller leagues and do scouting and give players opportunities because diamonds are found everywhere, like I always say.
Yes. And do you think that may he can? It's hard to say it now, but do you think that he can follow the steps of Son?
Yeah, everything is possible. Everything is possible. I don't like to compare players because everyone is different,
Of
but I
course, we are
believe
talking about a promising talent and a top player, so it's also
yes,
difficult.
yes, it's so difficult, but it's just like saying Yamin Lamal and Messi. Everybody
Yeah,
is different, and if the player stays focused and do the right thing, he have a chance to write his a wonderful
well,
career for himself.
of course. And I wanted also just 1 second say thanks to everyone because we are 113 also tonight. There are a lot of people that are following the transfer show. I'm happy about it because I'm doing this as experiment. We will see what will happen next, but I see that a lot of people are following the live, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah,
And yeah, you
great
wanted to
initiative, Lorenzo. I'm proud of what you are doing. I've been
thanks,
following
mate.
your work, especially focusing on the leagues like the Balkans. Like I said earlier, if nobody focus on these leagues, then they'll be left out. So going there and making sure that the transfers have been announced is a great job, a great initiative.
Thank you
And
very much.
feel free to invite me anytime. I would be honored to come and give my 2 cents or my opinion about anything
Of
that you
course,
need on football, transfers, players, informations. I'm always here to support.
of course. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. And I have also a few other questions. I don't know if you have a lot of time, but maybe we can continue the show like for another 10 minutes if it's okay for you.
Yeah, 10 minutes is not bad.
10 minutes, okay, perfect. So I also wanted to ask you a bit a general opinion about this Premier League season. What do you think about? Because there are a lot of clubs that changed the coach, like for example Liverpool that made a big change.
Yeah.
There is also West Ham. There are a lot of clubs that made some changes, coaches, boards, or players. What do you think about? Who do you think that may now is the favorite to win the title?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a tough one, obviously. Like you mentioned, Liverpool has, I mean, that's a huge decision. It's like when Alex Ferguson left Manchester or Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. I mean,
Yes,
It's a huge one. The former manager Jurgen Klopp has
Yes.
built a lot in the club, talking about the history, talking about the culture. He did a fantastic job over the years of, I think, 8 to 10 years, and that will be very difficult to replace very quickly. Although, I mean, Anslot has come in to make some transfers, made some changes, but I believe that it's still going to take time before this work can start to have a beautiful result. But having said that, I think Liverpool will try to compete. I think I see them finishing in fifth, or if they are lucky, fourth. But it will be very difficult to get the fourth spot because it's a really competitive one this time. I believe that Manchester City, they are not as good as they used to be. Uh, Arsenal, Arsenal, over the last 2 3 years, they have that experience of coming close. So that's a huge bonus for the team, confidence and mentality in the championship. So I see Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal supporter, but I see Arsenal. I see Arsenal going on to try to get it again this year, and they have made some good signings, and they are still in the market trying to sign some players. Chelsea. I don't see Chelsea contending for the league. I hope they can do a good job and try to be in the Europe. But I don't see Chelsea and Manchester United. Uh, if you ask me, Aston Villa might try to come into the top four again, but it should be between Arsenal and Manchester City once again. And I believe that this time around, Arsenal might just have the edge of winning the league this year.
I agree with you because Arsenal, I think that they miss just one striker that that can make the difference. Like I don't know, Haaland, for example, that that he will score uh, that kind of figures in terms of goal. And I think that if
Exactly.
they will fix it, like for example, an Osimhen, I'm just naming a striker that is on the market. I think that they can maybe win the title this time because they are very, very good. I appreciate them a lot. Arteta is doing a fantastic job. They are signing fantastic players like Calafiori, like
Yeah,
Merino.
Calafiori. Yeah,
Also, Merino, no, it's very close to sign with them.
yeah.
So they are top players, and I think that if they will fix also the striker position, they will do an amazing campaign. Maybe this is the
The
right
year
year.
for Arsenal. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it too. I feel it too. It should be between Arsenal and Manchester City, but it looks like this year Arsenal might just have the edge, and that is because they have better squad in depth. Talking about the bench, the
Yeah.
players on the Arsenal bench, they are as good as the players on the 11, if not better than them. Talking about the likes of Trossard. I mean, like you said, Clarifiori did not play yesterday, and this is very quality player that they are still going to come into the team and bring in their quality. So Arsenal has a very good bench, a very good 11, and they have that last 2 years of trying to win it, being second, losing it on the last day. So this experience, I think, might just help them enough to go on to win it this time. So it might just be Arsenal here if nothing goes wrong.
Agree with you. Agree with you, my friend. Agree with you. And do you want to add maybe something also about other top five leagues, like maybe the French one or Bundesliga, or
Yeah, obviously. I think this year will be a difficult one in the French League One. I don't see Paris as a favorite this year. I think there are teams like Marseille, they have made very good signings and they look like they really want to compete for the championship. You still have Monaco, you have Lyon, and it will be a very interesting one this year in the French league. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. The German league also new coach for Bayern, Vincent Company coming into a big club as a coach for the first time, making some very good signings. and they started well. I mean, they won the first game of the championship, or was it the Super Cup? And it looks like it's going to be another interesting one because Bayern Leverkusen, the current champion, they have made some signings to brought in some quality players to try and I mean to try and get the team to work better. So I think it's going to be between Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen this year. So we'll see what happens. Bayern Munich might just edge by experience, but it will be between the both clubs. And in Spain, I see nobody stopping the Galacticos. Not just in Spain, in Europe. In Europe, I saw the team, and I'd be like, I see nobody stopping another Champions League.
It seems like they play FIFA, something like that. Something that is not realistic, you know.
Another Champions League, 2024, Real Madrid. So I think Real Madrid will go on to win the league. They will go on to win the Champions League, and we'll see what happens.
We will see, my friend. We will see. If you agree with me, I think that we have almost, talked about all the stuff that we wanted to talk about. So if it's okay for you, my friend, we will terminate the streaming, and we will talk about, of course, soon, because I will invite you very soon again during this show. I hope you have appreciated the time during the live, and see you soon. And bye to everyone. Thank you very much for the support. Also tonight, you were a lot, 125 people. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a good initiative, like I said. Keep going. I'm all open to invitation anytime. I had fun. I mean, I had a good time here talking football, talking transfers with you. Let's see what happens in the final 2 weeks of the transfer window. Yeah, because we are getting now to the very important stage where there's the pressure in all parties. The agents are under pressure, the players are under pressure, and the clubs are also under pressure because they want to make that signing before the window is closed. So it's always an interesting one, and I'm looking forward to it. And to our viewers, thank you I hope you enjoy this talk and this show today. Have a good night, Lorenzo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye to everyone.
Bye bye.